The life and legacy of James A. Garfield. James A. Garfield's early life was rooted in humble beginnings. Born in a log cabin in Ohio, he faced the adversity of losing his father at a young age. Despite the challenges, his mother's unwavering support and emphasis on education guided him through his formative years. Garfield's academic journey began at the Western Reserve Eclectic Institute, where his passion for learning quickly set him apart. His intellectual curiosity led him to excel, eventually returning as an educator. His commitment to education underscored his belief in its power to transform lives. Transitioning into politics, Garfield's early career was marked by his staunch anti-slavery stance. Starting in the Ohio State Senate, he championed civil rights and education, laying the groundwork for his political path. During the Civil War, Garfield's leadership skills shone as he rose to the rank of Major General. His military service, highlighted by strategic victories, bolstered his reputation and prepared him for national service. Garfield's congressional career began in 1863, representing Ohio. In Congress, he was known for his eloquence, advocacy for civil rights, and commitment to fiscal responsibility. His legislative work helped shape the political landscape of his time. James A. Garfield was a staunch advocate for civil rights and education reform. His belief in equal opportunity for all Americans drove his political agenda, aiming to erase the remnants of racial injustice and to provide universal access to education. His vision was to create a society where knowledge and freedom went hand in hand, laying the groundwork for a more equitable and informed nation. Garfield's 1880 presidential campaign was marked by his unexpected rise as a dark horse candidate. His eloquence, integrity, and commitment to reform captured the hearts of many Americans. Despite not actively seeking the nomination, his nomination speech for another candidate showcased his leadership qualities, propelling him to the forefront of the Republican Party and eventually to the presidency. Upon winning the presidency, Garfield's victory symbolized a new dawn for America. His election reignited hope for a country still healing from the Civil War. Garfield's plans for the nation were grounded in his belief in progress, equality, and the power of education to transform society. He envisioned a united America where every citizen could achieve their full potential. Garfield immediately began forming his cabinet and making key presidential appointments that reflected his commitment to reform and meritocracy. He sought to include individuals who shared his vision of a progressive America, making strategic choices to help him combat corruption and advocate for civil service reform. His selections were indicative of his desire to bring about tangible change in governance. His domestic policies focused on economic and social reforms aimed at improving the lives of Americans. Garfield worked to stabilize the nation's finances, promote industrial growth, and protect the rights of workers. He believed in a strong federal government's role in regulating the economy and safeguarding civil liberties, setting the stage for future reforms that would continue to shape the American landscape. James A. Garfield's foreign policy initiatives showcased his diplomatic finesse. He aimed to enhance America's stature on the global stage, focusing on strengthening ties with neighboring countries and promoting international trade. The struggle for patronage reform highlighted Garfield's commitment to government integrity. He challenged the deeply entrenched system of patronage, advocating for merit-based appointments, which led to the infamous Star Route scandal. The tragic shooting of President Garfield shocked the nation. An embittered office seeker, Charles Guiteau, attacked him, leading to a critical period of uncertainty and national anxiety over the president's fate. Garfield's health rapidly declined due to medical malpractice. The attending physicians, lacking knowledge of antisepsis, inadvertently worsened his condition, turning what might have been a survivable wound into a fatal ordeal. The death of President Garfield plunged the country into deep mourning. His untimely demise not only robbed the nation of a reform-minded leader, but also marked a somber chapter in American presidential history. James A. Garfield's presidency, though brief, left an indelible mark on America. His efforts towards civil service reform and education laid the groundwork for future progress. His untimely death spurred the Pendleton Civil Service Reform Act, changing how government jobs were awarded and setting a precedent for merit over patronage. Garfield's commitment to education and science significantly advanced these fields. As a former educator and college president, he championed the importance of accessible education for all, a legacy that continues to influence American educational policies today. In his personal life, Garfield was a devoted family man and deeply religious, embodying the moral integrity he sought in public office. His beliefs guided his political decisions, reflecting his desire to see a nation that valued justice and equality for all its citizens. Across the country, monuments and memorials celebrate Garfield's contributions. From the James A. Garfield National Historic Site in Ohio to his memorial in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda, these sites ensure his legacy is not forgotten, honoring a president whose life and work significantly impacted the American fabric. In popular culture, Garfield's life and presidency have been explored through books, films, and documentaries, bringing his story to new generations. These portrayals underscore the complexity of his character and the profound effects of his leadership, keeping the memory of his presidency alive in the American consciousness.